second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. Get your MyPillow now before it all runs out. Christmas is coming. Black Friday's almost here. Tomorrow will be White Wednesday. Then it'll be Brown Thursday. And then it'll be Black Friday. So get it. Make sure you go to mypillow.com. Use promo code Oreo. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to cram it in. Hopefully, we'll cram it all in, I think. But a lot of stuff going on we want to talk about. And I want to say thank you for everybody who's hit that like button and shared this out. We got John Yarder in the house, Texas Bigfoot, Darla Miller, Trina, Hunter. Let's see here. Nola's in the house. Old Uncle Bill's here today. Trina's here. Let's see. Who else is coming in down here? Let me get down to the bottom because you guys chatting. So it's back and forth. Jan Garner's here. Saint Fan, KLM. Thank you guys. Julius is in the house. Appreciate you all. If I didn't say Sugar Bear, then over here you got Trina, Jaylyn. Where's it at? Let me get down here. Nightbot. Darlene, Nightbot is always so consistent. Let's see. I don't know why they changed this stupid thing on YouTube now. They have the @ in front of their name. Sherry, how are you doing? Carol Burton in the house. Let's see. Darlene over there. I appreciate you. Tamara, how are you doing? Good to see you. Jeanne, hello. Thank you, guys. Thank you. As I said, we got a lot lined up for you today. And for those of you who are in the raffle will be held tomorrow. And it'll probably be later than this show, but it will be done tomorrow, probably evening. Reason being, as I tell you, one of these days, I'm going to do something with Caden. So tomorrow, Rachel's like, I need you to get Caden out of the house so I can actually clean and get everything prepped for Thanksgiving. So we're going to go do something. I don't know if it's going to be fishing, miniature golf, but we're going to find something to do and go hang out for the day. Just the boys' time. So that'll probably be until later evening when I get the show set up, and then we're able to do the raffle. So just letting you all know. Let's get into it here. What do we got? We got some pardons today. This guy, Donald Trump, had some fun, and he wouldn't let it pardon the turkeys today. Take a listen.
Presidential pardon to two handsome Thanksgiving turkeys. We continue a time-honored American tradition. Well, that's a well-trained turkey. See how happy he is? In a few moments, I will grant a full, absolute, and unconditional presidential pardon to two handsome Thanksgiving turkeys, and this is their lucky day. This is a lucky day for them. But before going any further, I want to continue a.
So that was one of them, and he wouldn't let it go without some other fun stuff. He also talked about the turkeys and that they were Maha turkeys.
But
Take a listen to this. Take a listen to the Maha turkey thing.
These are two of the largest turkeys ever presented to an American president, over 50 pounds each. It's the largest we've ever had. And those are big turkeys. Are they as good as the normal sized turkey? Better or as good? Do they tend to be a little fatty, maybe? No, he said no. He knows the turkey business. Anyway, despite their size, Secretary Kennedy has formally certified that these are the first ever Maha turkeys. I don't know if I agree with that. These are Maha. In other words, they could be fat, but they're still Maha. They've been fattened on a steady diet of grass, beef, to allow the smoothies and all of the other things that they've been eating for this occasion. This was a really big occasion, but they've eaten every fattening food that you can eat. We wanted to really make them special, and they really are. They're like record-setting. I've never seen a turkey that big before. Are they violent at all? Will they attack as I walk over? Because if they were, I'll stay right up here. But
oh, that was great. And then he also, I think I also have the clip up here where he bags on
because
Joe Biden
you
and
remember
his auto-pin
in a few
photos of the turkeys last year. Take a look at this. Oh, man.
moments, I will grant a full, absolute, and unconditional presidential pardon to two handsome Thanksgiving turkeys, and this is their lucky day. This is a lucky day for them. But before going any further, I want to make an important announcement because you remember last year, after a thorough and very rigorous investigation by Pam Bondi and all of the people at Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, the White House counsel's office, and the Department of everything. We have a Department of everything. You know what that is? I think that's called the White House. Into a terrible situation caused by a man named Sleepy Joe Biden. He used an auto pen last year for the turkey's pardon. So I have the official duty to determine, and I have determined that last year's turkey pardons are totally invalid, as are the pardons of about every other person that was pardoned other than, where's Hunter? No, Hunter's was good. That was the one pardon, Pam, that was good, right? The rest of them are all invalid. I don't know what the hell you're going to do about that, but now we're going to take a little of the joking. That is a mess. But they're hereby null and void. The turkeys known as Peach and Blossom last year have been located, and they were on their way to be processed. In other words, to be killed. But I have stopped that journey, and I am officially pardoning them, and they will not be served for Thanksgiving dinner. We saved them in the nick of time. This one has plenty of time, but they were saved in the nick of time.
The nick of time, guys. Just epic. And then listen, he couldn't end there. He had to go a little further. Check this out.
The turkeys being pardoned today go by the names of Gobble and Waddle. When I first saw their pictures, I should send them, I shouldn't say this. I was going to call them Chuck and Nancy. But then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those two people. I wouldn't pardon them. I wouldn't care what Melania told me. Darling, I think it would be a nice thing to do. I won't do it, darling.
So the man, you know what? He, all this stuff going on in reality, all the mud, all the darts, all the bullets flying. The man is enjoying this office. He really is. I was listening to an interview. I think it was Bill Maher had, was it Trump's daughter-in-law on? And she was talking about how he just totally respects that office. He's, because Bill Maher was saying, he showed me like every room of that place. And he knew everything about everything in that place. And they went back and forth just talking about how he marvels over the history of the White House and the people that had been there before him and the respect he has. But that wouldn't be enough. He had to go off on Chicago. As we know, there has been some violence in Chicago. We're actually going to play a clip of the mayor and his socialist communist policies. But take a listen to this first.
So all the crime that took place last night, the night before, the woman with the burning, they burned the woman. To be talking about that now, they burned this beautiful woman riding in a train. A man was arrested 72 times. 72 times, think of that. And they'll let him out again. The liberal judges will let him out again. But we're ready to go. You know, we've been moving toward Chicago. We have a governor that thinks it's wonderful that only like 7 people were killed this week. But we are moving toward doing, and we're going to, if crime gets, it's horrible what's happening in Chicago. We could make Chicago a safe city in a period of 4 weeks. In a period of 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, it would be totally safe. And the people of Chicago want us to go there. And if you look at the crime that's taken place in Chicago in the last 2 weeks, just take a look. It's on the front page of every newspaper. It's out of control. The mayor is incompetent, and the governor is a big fat slob. He ought to invite us in, say, please make Chicago safe. We're going to lose a great city if we don't do it quickly. Make Chicago, we'll do the same thing as we did in D.C., the same thing as we did everywhere we've.
So, again, and I don't know if we're going to cover it. Maybe it's a double cover, but I'll just say something. Trump said that he would be released again. He wasn't released again. And the reason why, he asked to stay in jail so he could get the mills. 72 times that person was arrested. There's video now circulating, body cam video. It's just horrible. Again, part of it is mental health. Part of it is just even people with mental health issues. A lot of them don't want to be in jail. But if they know if they keep reoffending, and they're always put back on the streets, there's nothing to worry about. Donald Trump also truthed out this today. I want you to take a look at this. We're going to read through this. It says, it looks like the Indiana Senate Republicans will be coming back in 2 weeks to take up redistricting, a very important initiative to balance out the Democrats' endless sue to blue and census rigging strategy that has stolen seats from Republicans and given them to Democrats who would not have had them if they played fairly. Radical left Democrats have rigged the game for a long time. Remember, until the great speaker Newt Gingrich, Democrats controlled the House for 40 years in a row. And now Republicans must fight back for the American people who want and need the massive tax and regulation cuts, lower prices, strong borders, powerful military, and safe cities that Republicans are delivering. And Democrats are fighting against every step of the way. Democrats, if they steal power back, will give us the highest ever inflation, sky-high prices, open border, transgender for everybody, DEI, and unlimited violent crime that they caused and allowed until we came back into office this year. Republicans must do what it is necessary to stop the destruction of our country by these people who hate America and are so ungrateful for the opportunities our nation have given them. Our country and democracy is special, and we must do everything we possibly can to defend it from the far left infiltrators who want to destroy it. I am glad to hear that the Indiana House is stepping up to do the right thing, and I hope the Senate finds the votes. If they do, I will make sure that all of those people supporting me win their primaries and go on to greatness. But if they don't, I will partner with the incredibly powerful MAGA grassroots Republicans to elect strong Republicans who are ready to do what is needed to protect our country and make America great again. Now, we covered this, what was it, like 3 weeks ago? I think they put this on the back burner. They were talking about doing it. I think JD Vance originally went down there and talked to him, and it seemed like it was a go, and then they said they weren't going to do it. But what it looks now is they'll be coming back in 2 weeks to take up the redistricting. I know we got a lot of people in Indiana. Call your representatives. Let them know. Because you know what? The one thing he usually doesn't do, Trump, is give. When he does this, he goes off. Don't get me wrong. But he don't give the reason a lot of times, and it's used against him by the left. Like, oh, this is tyrannical. What he say right here is really important. When he talks about, let's see, the census rigging. I mean, that has been a weapon used against conservatives in California. You know how many Democrat congressmen and women we have, our Congress, they, thems we have in California that are due to the census counting illegal aliens? And in many other states, we have to fight fire with fire. And this is one way to do that. And I think it's a great idea. I hope they get it done. You know what else was released today? Talking about America First. They are raising the price for people that come into the United States to get into our national parks and federal recreation lands. It'll remain $80 for Americans, but it will increase to $250 for non-residents. And it'll also, non-residents will pay a new $100 per person fee in addition to the usual entry fee at 11 of the most visited parks. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing this. I know the America Last people want the American citizens to pay higher prices than the foreigners that are traveling to our lands. But this is not uncommon for other countries to do. It's not even uncommon for theme parks to do. If you go to a theme park and it's in your community, you get a discount for being a local. So if I got to pay $110, you're paying $100 or $95 at many, many places. I don't know if they all do it, but I know I've been to some. And if you're a resident, you get a discount because guess what? You are the resident. Those are our national parks and our federal recreation lands. And I think it's great that they're doing this. Another big thing that they're having to admit, the big, beautiful bill is popping its head out just in time for tax season. Take a look at this and I'll pull up the article as well. But this was a post from CBS News. Your tax refund could be $1,000 higher in 2026. Now, people aren't talking about this. Democrats aren't talking about this. Before I read the article, it's kind of interesting. I told you I went shopping. We went to 4 different stores on Sunday after church looking for our Thanksgiving stuff because things were on sale. Things were incredible prices here. So we just drove around for a couple hours and saved some money. Now, I could have got a turkey as cheap as 73 cents a pound. But when we realized that Costco had the Butterball turkey for 99 cents a pound, we went there. I'm seeing all these articles. I could not find turkeys that were expensive unless it was like those special Whole Food style chickens, or turkeys, not the ones we all been eating our whole life, but special processed. They were massaged when they were killed. They got a pedicure before they died. Those I seen up to $2.99 a pound, but everything else, the Butterball, everything else I found was under $1 a pound. And I'm seeing these people put out stuff that this is the most expensive Thanksgiving. My celery, I think I took pictures. Let me look. My celery, I think, was 37 cents. The The stuffing, I think we bought a special, so good stuffing. It was $3.50, and I'm like going through this. I was like, man, this is actually, other than the pies and stuff that we bought from Costco, this is not what the news is telling you it is. But no surprise there, right? No surprise there. Here's the CBS News article. Federal tax refunds often represent a family's single largest check of the year, and next year's refund could be even bigger, with the average payment set to increase by $1,000 per filer, according to a recent analysis from financial services company Piper Sandler. That could boost the typical refund check to roughly $4,151 per filer. Based on IRS data that shows the average tax refund was $3,151 for the 2025 tax filing season. Then it goes down and it says that analysis aligns with other forecasts predicting bumper year for tax refunds driven by the One Big Beautiful Tax and Spending Law signed by President Trump in July. Now, we'll cover it because we want you to know the truth, but you won't see this from Harry or any of the other people saying this is great. People need this. $1,000 per person is what it's expected to go up. It says in a typical year, we might have about $270 billion in tax refunds. This is going to be increased $90 billion. And remember, we have the no tax on tips. We have all that. So the actual workers that are out there, some workers literally work on tips alone, up to a certain amount. I think it was up to $25,000 in tips, but not if you're in California. California is going to tax that $25,000. It's just the federal government won't. Crazy, crazy times. Karen, thank you so much. Thank you. Karen just donated a Venmo to us. Thank you, Karen. I just got the notification, and thank you for everybody who supports us. You are appreciated. Let me pull this up really quick. I was pulling something else up when I seen that. There is a lot of articles, or at least stories, we're going to show you today. They are really ramping up the attacks on white people. And this is coming from institutions talking about how racist you are if you have less pigmentation in your skin. And I want to read this one here. This is actually the University of Minnesota. No surprise there. It says the University of Minnesota has a page on their website titled Whiteness Pandemic, which blames whiteness for perpetrating systematic racism in Western culture. If you guys didn't know this, the West is the best, by the way. They claim white people have power and privilege and want families to push anti-racism on their children. They also recommend groups such as BLM for people to develop your own white racial identity. Tell you what, I'm never been one of those that's worried about my background or worried about, I don't wake up in the morning and worry about what someone's skin color is. That's just, I feel bad for people that do, because these people, a lot of people on the left, it's the elephant in the room. It's the elephant in the room. Here it is right here. Let me put it up on the board for you. It says, if you were born or raised in the United States, you have grown up in the whiteness pandemic. Power and privilege you hold in this radicalized society. Talk with children about race, racism, and anti-racism. Committed to growth in your own anti-racism journey. And it tells you to join Black Lives Matter, which is a Marxist terrorist organization. It says, at birth, young children growing up in white families begin to be socialized into the culture of whiteness. Now, I could tell you I do have 3 children. I have 2 children that are older, adults, and then we got the little guy that I can hear in the background right now. And we raise them normally. What do I mean by that? Kind of like Martin Luther King Jr. said, judge somebody on the content of their character. I never had to discuss racism with any of my kids. I seen who they brought into the house, and guess what? They brought their peers. Didn't matter their color, didn't matter anything of that nature. It's who they liked and who they got along with, right? I wasn't forcing them into a group they didn't want to be in. With that, I think if most people that's known me for a long time, I never did that as well. Most of my friends, I would say, and again, is because they were my peers. If you're a flight attendant, you're probably going to hang out with stewardess and flight attendant. So whatever they are, whatever nationality they are, that's probably who you're going to hang out with. In the jobs I did and the people I hung out with, I would say it was majority Hispanic. Most of my friends. And they honestly think this stuff is crap. But listen to what I think it's one of the professor, Gail Ferguson. This was posted by Libs of TikTok. She is a professor at that college we just read from. And just take a listen.
Pandemic.
Just to listen. Like, how is my tax dollars going to pay to divide our country? Because that's what they want. They want a race war. They want a cultural and racial divide. Guess what? Don't care what color you are, assimilate to Western American values. That's all I ask of you. That's not racist. If I wanted to live in Somalia, I would move to Somalia. If I wanted to live in Mexico and see all the Mexican flags, I would move to Mexico. I live here in the United States. I love this country. I defend it. I will always fight for it. That is not racist. But listen to what is racist.
We posit that there is a whiteness pandemic behind the racism pandemic, and that this begins in the family system where young children are socialized into the culture of whiteness within white families. Our first recommendation is to remember that the whiteness pandemic is a pandemic. If you were born and raised in the United States, especially in a white family, then you've been raised in the pandemic, and you can play a role in halting and reversing this pandemic. We have two specific recommendations to that end. The first is for white parents to invest time in their own racial identity development through joining an organization like Showing Up for Racial Justice or your local BLM chapter.
Well, guys, I'm going to do what this intelligent professor says, and I'm just going to join my local BLM chapter. I mean, no offense. I have wanted some new Jordans, and I can't afford new Jordans. So maybe at the next BLM protest, the mostly peaceful protest, I can grab me a pair. These people are miserable. It's sad. It is sad because I do feel bad for many of them. They are, many of them are very hateful and bitter. And so this is the way to take out the anger. And I don't know if Haha's been here yet, but before we go on, guys, it is Haha's birthday, and there's someone that sent out a video message to Haha, and we want to play it. So it's happy birthday, Haha. Hold on. Oh, it's not playing the video. Oh, hold on. I don't know why the audio's not working. Damn it. It said happy birthday, Amber. Let me see if the next one is working.
I miss you.
There we go.
I'm not even filming.
Here we go. A special happy birthday to Haha message. And I found this online. You guys know, might know.
Happy birthday, Amber. I miss you. I'm not even filming sidewalks anymore.
Damn. And she was crying. Man. She put a couple of these up. That's insane. This one with a rainbow umbrella.
Happy birthday, Amber. I miss you.
Man, you know what? I bet that made Haha's day. I bet it really did make Haha's day. So happy birthday to Haha. She's got a lot of great friends out there that are just from all over the country. And I'm surprised. I haven't seen no sidewalk streams lately either. Oh man, you guys are bad. You guys are horrible. You guys shouldn't do this. Now, speaking of anti-whiteness, let's listen to a Democrat New York City Councilwoman member, Julie Wan, has completely melted down because she thinks too many white women are benefiting from a minority and women-owned business contract program.
Not just white women.
Take a listen to this. This is insane. I don't think there should be any programs. I'm just going to tell you that, whether you're minority, white, woman, man, that's not equality. That is plain favorites, and we don't need it. Take a listen to this.
So for the total certified firms, you're saying that we certified 11,382.
As of the end of 25.
Yes. And in the city of New York, how many firms total are registered with the city of New York? I imagine probably hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I mean, we will circle back with you on this specific number, on that specific number for that specific question.
Because that already is too little. 11,382 firms for the city of New York that has a $118 billion budget. 30% of that is going to contracting. That is an abysmal amount of money that is being, our taxpayer dollars go straight back into the hands of white people.
In the hands of white people.
Well, I can say that all that come in terms of MWBEs, that potential MWBEs looking to be certified, those applications are taken in and processed. But if you have a specific question regarding that specific number relative to the larger number, we're happy to consider it and provide you with a response.
Yeah, we're going to have to get certifications up for all of the MWBEs, but especially for looking at your breakdown of certified firms, there's more non-minority, so white women-owned firms, 26%, than Asian-owned and Hispanic-owned and Native American-owned that are certified. So you're going to have to get the certification numbers up so that we actually have people of color who are also certified, not just white.
Not just white people. Now, I just want to tell you, I've researched some of this, and we've done shows on this before. It's very similar to the raging bull dyke that is out there. And I'm not talking about the old school 80s ones that were cool and shot a great game of pool. I'm talking about the 2025 ones that are sitting there saying that, well, I went to the oil rig and there's not enough women on the oil rig, working the oil rig. Now, if you've ever seen oil rigs, it's a lot of work. Those guys, I wouldn't want to do it. And then they started doing all these studies. And you know what they found out with when they were talking about these jobs people did? They were like, well, they don't hire enough women this. And they went through and they started investigating things. And they said, well, for this job, we got 72 applications. 2 were women. And then they went to the next job. There was only 1 applicant for 48 applicants. And the left is just screaming, we need women in these positions, because they hate when women stay at home and take care of their family and ensure that their children are eating nutritious breakfasts, lunch, and dinners, that they have someone there reading to them, that they have someone there to comfort them other than a teacher that wants to keep secrets from them, or a daycare worker. And the left just absolutely hates that. It's no different here. When you look at the application ratio, and we went through this on one show, somebody did an incredible breakdown 2 years ago. I can't remember who it was. But when they were talking about, well, they're giving white women this, and they started looking and they get same thing. They get 64 applications of people that are working hard and trying to do the best they can, want to be entrepreneurs. 80% of the applications were from white women. So maybe go out to the black or brown or other community, what other community you're trying to say, is being marginalized and say, get off your ass and turn in some paperwork, you lazy slouch. Fixed it. But we're not done yet on this anti-whiteness. Oh, actually we are, but here's another one. So, the official strongman games. The world's strongest women winner, stripped of title after organizers found out she was actually a he. Oh, it says the official strongman games have released a statement after a suspected trans competitor, Jamie Booker, won the games. It says official strongman officials were unaware of this fact ahead of the competition, and we have been urgently investigating since being informed. An attempt has been made to contact the competitor involved, but a response has not been received, they announce on Instagram. It says, had we been aware, or had this been declared at any point before or during the competition, this athlete would not have been permitted to compete in the women's open category. That doesn't mean it's women's open for men category, by the way. It says, given this, we have disqualified the athlete in question from the official Strongman World Championship 2025. All athlete points and places will be altered accordingly to ensure that the rightful places are allocated to each of the women's open athletes. So here's, just take a look at this. Let me pull this up. That's the statement on the left, and there is the guy on the right. Take a look. Look at that. The woman on the right is saying, this is bullshit. Can we go? She is pissed.
Look, I found a humble strong woman.
It's me, a humble strong woman.
Wow.
Wow.
You can just find these all over the place now. That's crazy.
So if I wanted to use some leftist terminology, that woman on the left looked black. So a white man just took an opportunity from a black woman, and Democrats were supporting it 100%. But that's not all the outrage right now, guys. That's not all the outrage. The athletic company, Iron Ape, an athletic company, says they cut ties with Jamie Booker and removed him from the roster after an investigation revealed he misrepresented critical information, resulting in an unfair advantage. Now leftists are doing everything they can to cancel the company Iron Ape. You can't make this up. I'll pull this up right now. This is the letter. As of approximately 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, we were notified of a controversy surrounding one of Iron Ape's athletes and their performance at the official Strongman Games. Upon further investigation, we have reason to believe that Jamie Booker misrepresented critical information to OSG officials and judges, resulting in an unfair advantage over other competitors in the women's open class. Effective immediately, Jamie Booker has been removed from the Iron Ape athlete roster and is no longer affiliated with our brand in any way. This is not a matter of Jamie's gender identity. Iron Ape does not and never will discriminate against individuals based on gender, race, sexual orientation, or any other personal characteristics. We expect every Iron Ape athlete to uphold the highest standards of sportsmanship. When those standards are violated, decisive action must be taken. It says Iron Ape remains committed to foster a competitive environment built on transparency, respect, and accountability. That was from Colton Cross, the owner. Now look at this. We will stand our ground. This sport thrives on friendly competition and the idea of fair chances at success. Look at this. They put this up there, and that was their comment, because people on Instagram are saying F you. And they're responding, F me for holding someone accountable to their cheating and misrepresentation. They're going, I guess you could say they're going apeshit. Kudos to the company. I do want to see something because I'm a pretty strong man. I want to see what Iron Ape fitness accessories. Oh, okay. Belts, wrist wraps. Maybe I'll purchase from them since they did the same thing. I'll ask Rachel for some wrist wraps for Christmas. Apparel. Let's see if they got any good apparel. I'll show y'all because they did the right thing. They got Iron Ape. I go to the gym every day. I was there for a little over an hour today, and I'm going to have to start looking to see if I see Iron Ape stuff. See a lot of stuff. I don't want no t-shirts. They could do a better job there. Apparel. Shot by categories. Belts. I do need to get a belt. Well, we'll have to see. I still have to do my Christmas list for Santa this year. I think most of you do. And how about this? This female lifter right here slams Jamie Booker, a male, for stealing a woman's place and title in the women's power competition. Take a listen.
The individual at... Hi there, my name is Morgan Irons, and I'm a pro-strong woman from the United States, and I came on here to address the issue that has been brought to light within the strongman community within the last 24 hours. There has been an individual, Jamie Booker, who has been competing as a biological male within the women's division of strongman. I just want to preface with the fact that I have no ill will or hatred towards the trans community in any way, shape, or form. You are free to be exactly who you want to be in this world, as am I. But at the end of the day, this comes down to a lack of transparency and honesty. This individual competed in the women's division as a biological man, plain and simple. As a woman, this is very, very frustrating because their participation in the women's division has taken away prize money, podium finishes, national bids, and a pro card from biological women. The individual at hand has also raised money under false pretenses to get to these competitions, with many contributions coming from women within the sport. This needs to be addressed as soon as possible by every federation in the sport to protect us. If we do not come together and fight this, we will be erased, and everything that women have fought tooth and nail for to get here will be void. I urge you to stand with women and protect us. We can do this without being hateful, but we need to have a unified stance on this and stand with resolve. Please help us protect women's sports.
Amen. We've been doing that. I was actually assaulted for standing up for women's sports at the CIF State Championship here in Clovis, California. Just incredible. And I see Haha finally made it in. She jumped out of Pissant's live for a minute. So we played it for you, Haha. Let's see. Your birthday messages online. Finding these all over the internet.
Happy birthday, Amber. I miss you. I'm not even filming sidewalks anymore.
She misses you. Haha. She misses you. You're breaking hearts out there. All right, what else do we got? We got some other good stuff. How about this guy? Remember the guy we showed you? His name's Josh. He goes out and does comedy, and what do you call himself? A trans illegal. He would go out to the ice things and do that. Well, watch his video he dropped. Take a look at this.
Are you transphobic?
No.
Well, then what? Hey, I have a question. The front doors are locked here.
Yeah, what do you need?
I'm trying to get to the queer self-defense class.
Okay, around the corner.
So the south side of the building, is that?
Yeah.
Okay, and it said on the flyer, trans folks fight for free.
Yeah, you're trans?
I'm trans-indigenous.
You're what?
I'm trans-indigenous. My parents, bigoted doctor, assigned me white skin at birth, but I identify as a brown-skinned native.
Dude, get out of here.
Well, are you trans-native phobic?
No.
Well, then what's the problem?
Do you know how confusing this is to people and how you're making a mockery out of natives?
Well, that's ironic, don't you think?
No, we are protecting people here with self-defense.
And that's, I want to participate.
No.
I'm a native. Trans natives are natives, and this is our land.
Dude, I'm calling the cops. Get
Don't misindigenate me. I am not a dude.
Get out of
Don't.
here.
Why are you being trans native phobic right now?
Please leave.
No. This is my land, and you're trespassing. You're cis American, so how about you leave?
I need you to leave the property now.
No. What are you going to do?
I'm calling the police.
You're going to call the police on me because I'm a trans native man of color?
You're mocking people.
That's a hate crime.
No, what you're doing is a hate crime.
Call the police then.
I'm
It's
calling
really
the
sad you're being trans native phobic right now.
Dude,
Folks, this individual is being trans native phobic. I'm trying to get into a queer self-defense class, and this is how they treat trans people of color. Really sad. I hope you should be proud of yourself for being trans native phobic.
You should be ashamed of what you're doing.
Really sad. Trans natives are natives.
You need to leave.
I love it when she comes and what she say right there. Do you realize how confusing this all is? Yes, we do.
Parents, bigoted
Yes, we
doctor,
do.
assigned.
Shout out to that guy, though. That's awesome. How about this? Jack Posobiec has received a leaked text message from Senator Ruben Gallego. You know, the cartel baby out of Arizona. And I want to go through some of these text messages and just show you everything these Democrats, many of them, put on is just to go along to get along. And I'll go through this. This was a text from Ruben. We'll go text message. It says, been watching all this insanity up there. Now, this is the person texting Ruben. It says, I think there's time that it's time that somebody with a cool head and a solid plan could rise to the top of your party. And Ruben's response, oh man, have you met my party? I have been yelling at them this whole time. Says, if you seriously, you're getting a lot of great press. Start making the moves. As much of a pain in the ass you are, I believe you could become one who rebuilds and leads them. And then there's a picture down here with our little purpled hair loser. And it says, if erectile dysfunction had a name. If erectile dysfunction had a name. And this person goes, this is how the world views many of them. And Ruben Gallego says they aren't wrong. And it says, haha, my point exactly. You have gained the strength and the wisdom. Seems like it's time for you to flex and battle your way to the top of the party. I could become your Republican consultant. And he goes, we look like the not fun party, always telling and correcting people, not allowing no men to men. Women to be hot. We used to be the party of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And this person texts Ruben, exactly. I'm going to crack up when I go to Capitol Hill Club next time, and I'm in D.C., and you're there hanging out just so you can hang out with hot, beautiful people. It says, now, this is from Ruben Gallegos. Now dim women look like dim men, and dim men look like women. You know, I think this is probably 70% of Democrats go along to get along. They know that men and women's restroom is just asinine and crazy. They know that their party bitches and whines about the most pointless things instead of getting America on track. And here you have Ruben Gallegos, text messages, who proves once again, it's all a front, folks. It's all a front, folks. This guy is absolute trash. Absolute trash. Now, we are coming up on Thanksgiving, guys. We are coming up on Thanksgiving. And I always think, and I was actually thinking about this before this post came up. A couple years ago, Gavin Newsom created a snitch hotline. If you had too many people in your household, if you had, you had your family members over and you were actually celebrating what you're thankful for. This was posted on Fox. In 2020, the Thanksgiving guidelines were no more than 3 households present, parties no longer than 2 hours, guests must stay outside, avoid singing, shouting, and chanting. This is from Gavin Newsom, the guy that wants to be president of the United States. How soon we all forget. Take a listen to this.
Strongly discouraging trick-or-treating on Halloween, which is tomorrow, by the way. And look at these guidelines for Thanksgiving. Parties should not have people from more than 3 households. Parties can't be longer than 2 hours. And no singing, shouting, or chanting. Hey, Steve Hilton, host of The Next Revolution, is with us now. You're a California.
That's right. That is right. There was snitch hotlines. I mean, people are being arrested for jogging on the beach, actually being healthy. The people that were at zero absolute risk. If you guys remember, I think we did more travel and did more things through the Oreo Express during that shutdown than we normally do. I am not somebody, even being behind in this studio is tough for me sometimes. I like to be out in the field. But then when it's $136 to fly a round trip to DC from Fresno, you're like, let's go. And we were everywhere. He even put a 10 p.m. curfew in. Remember that? We held a rally. It started at 10 p.m. These are the people that think they're going to be the next governor. Speaking of somebody who's exiting, Mayor Bow Wow put out a video statement, and I'll just go ahead and play it. This is Washington, D.C., Muriel Bowser.
Fellow Washingtonians, for 10 years, you and I have worked together on an ambitious agenda to restore faith in our government and ensure that every D.C. resident gets the fair shot they deserve. To keep that promise, we took big swings, keeping D.C. teams in D.C., raising enrollment and graduation rates in our schools, and investing more money in housing than any other city or state, creating 36,000 homes. We delivered on big projects like McMillan and St. Elizabeth's and invested nearly $1 billion in Ward 8, including the brand new full-service Cedar Hill Regional Medical Center. We drove unemployment to its lowest levels, achieved a AAA bond rating and strong reserves, quadrupled CBE spending, and completed the largest infrastructure project in our city's history with the Frederick Douglass Memorial Bridge. We also brought our city back from the ravages of a global pandemic and summoned our collective strength to stand tall against bullies who threaten our very autonomy while preserving home rule. That is our North Star. Throughout this remarkable journey, I've been honored to serve with countless dedicated city executives and extraordinary frontline workers, the incredible people who keep DC thriving every single day. For their bold vision, big ideas, personal sacrifices, and relentless pursuit of excellence in service to this city, I am deeply grateful. I've also had the immense privilege of working alongside all of you, the residents of DC. Every day I gain strength from witnessing your hard work, your ingenuity, and your pride in this city. You are the heartbeat of this place. Now looking to the future, I know we've laid the groundwork for others to build upon, to reshape and grow DC's economy, establish DC as the 51st state, and protect our investments in affordable housing, transportation, public safety, and public schools, and to build a world-class stadium, housing, recreation, and parks at RFK.
Well, and high crime up until Trump got in there.
It has been the honor of my life.
But Mayor Bow Wow is leaving. I wonder what pushed this. Is she's moving on to the next journey of politicalness, or got her money and she's going. She's going. It's probably only going to get worse in DC. I'll tell you what. She did praise Trump for bringing down crime. And I thought, ooh, she's done. Maybe that's all that backlash caught up with her. I just love this when we talk about Gavin Newsom. We talk about California in general. We are the homeless capital of the world. Or maybe not the world. There's places where people don't have any homes. They sit in a tent all day, right? But of the United States. We've shown you time and time again where all these billions, and I said billions, go to these NGOs that do nothing to actually help out the homeless community. When we're doing our police calls, we go by the Dyer hotels. He's trying to compete with the Hiltons, so he used your tax dollars and everything else and bought all these hotels. We always see ambulance out there for drug overdoses. We're always getting domestic violence calls from there. I mean, constantly. 3737 North Blackstone. I got the damn address memorized by how much it comes up on the police scanner. Gavin Newsom's approach to homelessness was give them needles. Let's take this place over here and we'll just put them in rooms. We'll give them places to do their drugs, and it has failed. It has failed. And he put out this post today, and he is getting ratioed like crazy. It says, new, the Trump administration just made changes to funding meant to address homelessness, putting established and effective programs at risk. Name one program that is established and effective here in California. And I will tell you, there are some out there. They are privately funded. There is some, very few, a couple nonprofits that actually say, hey, you're out on the streets for a reason. You have a mental health condition. You're out here smoking fentanyl and drinking whiskey all day. If we take care of the fentanyl, whiskey, and mental health, we can move you into some housing. But until, we're not just going to put you in housing. That's housing first concept never works. And it says California Governor Gavin Newsom and Attorney General Rob Bonta, who has some incriminating videos against him that he's paid $500,000 to cover up, alongside a coalition of states, are suing to stop this abrupt change that puts real progress at risk. We've had no real progress. Los Angeles, Gavin Newsom, they actually passed a thing to audit, what was it, $24 billion? Yeah, Gavin Newsom came out and admitted we don't know where the money, $24 billion. It didn't help homelessness. So they started buying up hotels to get out of sight, out of mind. The exact same thing that Pride Flag Dyer did here in Fresno. And guess what? It doesn't work. What helps? What helps is Trump's approach and what he is going in to do. See, Gavin Newsom and Democrats are so worried that the homeless industrial complex is going to run dry of taxpayer dollars. The people that call themselves homeless advocates. You would think if you were a homeless advocate, you'd want to work yourself out of a job. That's not what these people want. They get donations. They make good money. This is no different than the NGO groups that were out at the border, taking your tax dollars to aid an invasion into the United States. They didn't want the invasion to stop. Hell no. That cut their funds. What happens when the invasion stopped? Catholic Charities, all these different groups shut down their processing centers. All those people. And this is a buddy-buddy system. But I was laughing so hard when Governor Newsom said, putting established and effective programs at risk. Show me one that's established and effective. I mean, he literally vetoed the bill to audit what was going on. This is funny. People are putting up memes like this. This guy, it's just another Trump derangement syndrome lawsuit. I'm going to look into the missing $100 million from fire aid. Right after I find the $100 billion from the high-speed rail, the $37 billion from homelessness, the $40 billion from the affordable housing, and the $5 billion from water storage, and the $500 million to stop the flow of raw sewage from Mexico. All this money. Just crazy. And speaking of this, I seen this. I meant to show it to you yesterday, but California, we don't want to cut down on crime here. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of ways to do it, and the best way is jail cells. But we refuse to do that. Take a look at this.
A 22-year-old woman was gunned down over the weekend. Police say early Saturday morning, 2 male suspects approached a parked car at Bryant Street in Tampa. Opened fire. The victim, Maria De La Rosa, was pronounced dead at the hospital. 2 others who were in the car were wounded. Police say a motive remains unclear, but that the shooting may have been gang-related, and they have not made any arrests. A 22
sitting in your car. And I guess this person was kind of like a, not a popular singer, but a popular singer for the community. Let me pull this up really quick. De La Rosa. All my time in Mexico helps me spell this stuff. So here she is here. It says Mexican-American singer Maria De La Rosa, gunned down in Bryant Park. She was only 22. In one of her videos, she's seen wearing a balaclava, I don't know if I'm saying that right, which is typically associated with cartel narco attire. Circumstances surrounding the shooting, it says pretty much what we just heard. Check this out.
A woman who was shot and killed in an ambush-style attack in Northridge over the weekend has been identified as 22-year-old Maria De La Rosa, an up-and-coming Latin singer who went by the name De La Rosa. Police say De La Rosa was one of 3 people shot after 2 male suspects approached her parked car and fired several rounds into that vehicle. It happened just before 1:30 in the morning near Bryant Street, east of Tampa Avenue. De La Rosa was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The 2 other victims are in critical condition. Fans of the singer flooded her Instagram comments to send condolences. The LAPD says the motive for the attack is still under investigation.
Really hot woman. I give her that. But there's another picture of her there. It probably is a cartel. And that's what we get in California for allowing the cartel to just run rampant. There's a lot of hits and things like this that go on in LA all the time that nobody is aware of. But it's crazy. How about this? I didn't know this, and maybe you guys did. The fake news. It says MS Now exclusive. It says President Trump is considering removing Kash Patel as FBI director in the coming months as he and his top aides have grown increasingly frustrated by the unflattering headlines Patel has recently generated. I don't know. I didn't look into what MS Now is talking about, unflattering headlines. So he's using a government plane as the FBI director. Good. Enjoy what you want to do. You need security, all this stuff. I'm all with that. And then Carolyn Levitt comes out and again, fake news. This story is completely made up. In fact, when this fake news was published, I was in the Oval Office where President Trump was meeting with his law enforcement team, including FBI and Director Kash Patel. I read the headline to the president and he laughed. He said, "What? That's totally false. Come on, Kash. Let's take a picture to show him you're doing a great job." And I was laughing because all the, what I call, I mean, they're really grifters, the people that do stuff on the left and just repost fake news to try to hurt the Trump administration. It's not working. But there is a reason why they might be doing it. To distract from this, the FBI has opened an inquiry into 6 Democrat members of Congress whom President Trump accused of seditious behavior, according to several lawmakers. We covered yesterday that Pete Hegseth, or the Department of War, was looking into Mark Kelly, possible court-martial for Mark Kelly. These are the people that told our active men and women in uniform to disobey direct orders from the president. They said it as if he has given unlawful orders. But when questioned, none of them could come up with one unlawful order. One of them brought up a movie scene. The other said, well, remember back in 2019, he asked somebody a question. It was just ridiculous. And then Hakeem Jeffries went on the record about this one. Take a look. Let me hit play, and I got to grab something while I hit play.
Your members should sit for interviews with the FBI.
There's no basis to this FBI investigation unless the FBI actually presents credible evidence as to why they are seeking to interview these 4 members of the House and 2 members of the Senate. Then I think we have to look at this whole request skeptically again. It was Donald Trump who ordered the FBI and the Department of Justice to investigate these members. He accused them of treason. He threatened them with death. And so it's not clear why we should take this investigation credibly. This is not something where the FBI is trying to follow the facts, apply the law, and be guided by the Constitution.
I do think it's important to point out, we have been told that the Pentagon is looking into an investigation. And what we know about the FBI, according to our reporting, is that they are seeking to schedule interviews. So are you saying, though, I just want to put a pin in this as well, are you saying that they should not sit for those interviews?
No, that's a determination that ultimately will be made by these patriotic members, all of whom serve.
By these patriotic members. And you know what I found interesting is on this same day, more information's coming out about the FBI and the weaponization of Biden team. When they were warned, I think they warned Jack Smith that tapping and tapping the phones of like the 8 congressmen and senators, Republicans, was crossing a line, and they went ahead and did it anyways. But please, Dollar Store Obama, preach on. Preach on. Really quick, I wanted to remind you guys, I haven't said anything. We do have a raffle coming up tomorrow. If you guys want to get into the raffle, we would appreciate it. We can't do this. We are 100% viewer funded. And we want to say thank you for everything you guys do and help us. We've been able to upgrade our studio equipment and do so much over the last 45 days. And now we're going to be getting close to bill time as we are the 25th of the month. But you guys, your donations help pay the bills, lights, camera, action, travel. And let me show you what's in this. You either get this or the Trump MAGA hat the Trump hat that lights up. This is the MAGA hat that lights up. Make America Great Again. And it has 8 different modes. So you will choose between one of those. And then we have Nola donated a double extra large In-N-Out t-shirt from In-N-Out in Oregon. So this is Oregon. I might get y'all a California one next time I'm there. I'm actually going to be there tonight, I think, on the way to church. I usually, why are you doing that? I usually go to In-N-Out with Roberto, but he said tonight that he's just done. You don't want to go. I don't know. He's tired of me already. And then we told you we had a gift or a prize that was never claimed over a year ago from when we were in Butler, Pennsylvania. So we have some souvenirs for the return of Trump at the Butler, Pennsylvania rally. This is the near miss ear gear, fight, near miss ear gear. And it also, RW really wants these. I don't know why, but and you don't have to take everything. You could say, hey, Josh, I want these, put those back in the next raffle. So if a guy wins, I don't think guys in our chat wear earrings, normal earrings, not like these. These are Trump earrings that we got donated a long time ago from some great patriots. And also my favorite, the biggest thing in here, I think, is the challenge coin or the memorial coin for the United States Secret Service counter sniper. On one side, it has a bullseye, and it says 1 in a million shot, 6:11 p.m., July 13th, 2024. And the other side says United States Secret Service counter sniper. Again, I have not opened this. I don't plan on opening it. It's going to you guys. And then also the FJB edition. I can't say it. It's PG-13 on our show. That goes the decal emblem for your car. So if you guys want to get in, all you have to do, every $10 donation gets you one entry. So if you go to Venmo and do $20, that's 2 entries. If you go to Cash App and do $30, that's 3 entries. Our Venmo is at Oreo Josh. Our Cash App is $Oreo Army. We also have a givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And then our Zelle link. Our Zelle link, if you do mobile or online banking, is purepatriot559 That's PURE Patriot, the number 5, the number 5, the number 9 @yahoo.com. We appreciate everybody that has gotten in, and just want to say thank you for your support. And also, Jay Lynn ordered a couple shirts from the website last night. Where'd it come out? It was just up here. And I want to say thank you, Jay Lynn, for supporting the Oreo Express. This is a cool t-shirt. Let's see. Let me pull this off here. It was the No Balls in Women's Stalls t-shirt. So thank you, Jay Lynn. Appreciate you. And again, if you guys want to check out some great gifts for the MAGA people in your life or the Patriot people in your life, head over to the OreoExpress.com/shop and help us out there. We appreciate that. Oh, where are we at now? We're at 111. Now we've talked about Chicago violence, and we keep talking about the mayor, Brandon Johnson. I think he has an approval rating right now around 6%. But anytime you punish a criminal, you're racist. Anytime you put somebody behind bars because they did something, that's wrong. Listen to what he said. I mean, literally, this is after, how many times did we say? 72 times the guy's been arrested before he lit that woman on fire. Listen to what the mayor of Chicago, right by Governor Pritzker, says.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
So what is the way to drive violence down? Because what's funny is somebody shot back, somebody that might know a little bit of the president of El Salvador actually chimed in on that. And we're going to talk about this, but crime has risen, and it's risen at the same rate we have implemented what they call restorative justice. Now, I don't agree with the way the prison system works. I think there needs to be classifications, and people say, well, there really is. There's really not. And what I mean by that is there's people that do stupid stuff because of drugs. There's people that are young and ignorant, and they just really haven't got taught a lesson in life. They come from fatherless homes, and it would be nice to go into a jail. And I'm not talking sitting there playing video games, but go into a jail that gives you not a socialist version of America, but some true guidance, some job training skills, so that when you can get out, instead of going and partying and drinking with the homies and stealing so you can eat and everything else, you can come out and you're like, I could drive a forklift now. I can do this. And then there also needs to be like a mediocre one and then an extreme one where these people are beyond rehabilitation. And they just need to be locked up and the key thrown away. But this is El Salvador. I want you to look. The red is the crime. The blue is their prison population. And if you look at this, murder rates versus incarceration rate in El Salvador, 2000 to 2024. In 2015, Look at that, where the mouse is right there. So you can, and we did do for a lot, it was a lot safer 15 years ago before we started the restorative justice or our liberal judges saying, it's racist to put this man behind bars. So we're going to let him out and reoffend for the 73rd time. And we're seeing it. We covered all the time. I can go right now and I could show you probably 10 just in the last 72 hours of people that committed a violent act that killed somebody or destroyed their life that was out of jail early. It's common. We show you that all the time when we pull up our own jail blog here in Fresno. So check this out. St. Paul, Minnesota had an ICE raid today at what's considered an apparent ICE raid. It looked like this was a planned operation. And of course, it drew protesters. I'm going to show you some of these videos.
Stop it! Thank you so much!
So I love when they have to pour that on their eyes because they were interfering and obstructing. This was one of the, according to her, one of the homeowners thinking that she has more rights than you or I.
This is my property.
You cannot trespass. Listen to what she's saying.
I'm asking for a warrant with my address on it.
This is her house.
I need a warrant with my own address on it. Do you want to see my mortgage? I own this house. I am obstructing. This is not.
You need a warrant. You need a warrant.
This is called the white landlord, folks.
You need a warrant.
You need a warrant. This is an illegal action without a warrant.
This is my property. You need a warrant. I don't.
You can't.
And if you notice, that's St. Paul police. So this wasn't your actual immigration raid.
Not trespass on her property without a warrant.
The church, you can use that. That you can use. They will authorize you. I will not. This is my home and my property. No, I am not.
She's not obstructing. It's her house.
I need a
It's her land. She owns it.
I'm asking for a warrant with my address on it. Why can you not present that to me? Why can you not?
Obstruction of what? It's her house.
So the raid was not at this official house from what I understood, but police were on her property conducting and dealing with protesters.
I do not want so that people can protest legally and safely, in addition to not assaulting the officers in front of the house. I do not believe you're allowed to do that on private property without a warrant.
That's crazy.
Breaking into her house. They were in the front yard because of all the protesters, all the radicals that hate America.
That's insane.
Ready, let's go. We're not going to
There are
a medical call to the front of the address. Please move your protest to the west. We will be conducting a line push. Do not interfere with the officer.
insane.
We will be conducting a line push to the west. Do not interfere with our officers. If you do so, we may use force.
Please use force. I am so sick of these people. I really am. This was the protesters, again, getting violence, throwing objects at federal agents. It was reported as an ICE raid. I'll try to look to see what else it was involved with because they have the Minneapolis police there. Maybe they were doing crowd control, but this is why we need the National Guard in these places. And it's a National Guard to protect our nationalism. How about that? Take a listen. I hope they arrest these people. Now, again, Thanksgiving is coming up, and we're hearing rumors and talk. It won't be long before New Orleans is next, and we'll probably go down on the ground and film some of that. Some of it won't be live for our own protection, holding the live cameras. They want to kill people that are on the MAGA side, but that's the possibility coming up very soon. Let me see if this is out of order. Maybe I didn't pull up the New Orleans one. Just to give you an idea, this is, you guys remember the DEI of this police chief here. Take a listen.
Our own ownership of our agency. To be in the country from the judge that we are formally out of the consent decree, but along the way, I have preferred to use the term that we've graduated. We have taken back our own ownership of our agency. To be in the country undocumented is civil issue. We will not enforce civil law. And so our support is to make sure they're not going to get hurt and our community is not in danger.
So they're not enforcing immigration policy or helping out ICE in any way there. So that'll be interesting how that goes on. And check this out. It's finally coming out. I don't know why it's taking so long for certain things to come out. But if you guys remember when we were going through the airports, they would have parts of the airport closed off. You even had the Chicago police station closed off where they were housing illegal aliens, closing off complete sections. When we were in San Antonio, remember we followed the bus? And where'd it went to? It went to an old hangar in the back of the San Antonio airport. Remember, and we seen the illegals being transporting in there, their little holding spot. Take a listen to this. That was supposedly breaking news on Fox.
Biden administration allegedly pressured airports to house migrants despite warnings it could compromise safety and put travelers at risk. That, according to a new bombshell Senate report that says the Biden administration directed federal agencies to find airport facilities that could be used as shelters or migrant processing facilities. At least 11 airports were allegedly asked to find space, including Chicago's O'Hare and JFK here in New York.
Even though it said it can make things less safe for we, the American people, Biden went ahead with that. That's how many illegal aliens were coming in. We had no spots for them. We didn't have anywhere else. We were using our airports, our hangars, everything. That's how bad that invasion was under Joe Biden. How about this? An illegal from Liberia who got caught smuggling illegal aliens into America and sexually assaulting a child at a Valley school in Arizona was never deported. Instead, Arizona lowered his charges, gave him probation, and gave him work authorization so he could legally work. Take a listen to this.
5 years on probation. He was never deported, even after this. 12 News exposed the suspect, Abel Gablah's criminal history, including stints on probation at the federal and state levels and repeated violations that never resulted in any prison time. But take a look at this statement from ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. They tell 12 News that Gablah is a native and citizen of Liberia. That's a country in Africa. ICE says they are unable to take action on him until his current case is adjudicated. Let's take you back to 2019. It's the earliest record of Abel Gabla picking up a criminal charge. Court records say Border Patrol agents caught him trying to transport migrants from down in Sierra Vista up here to Phoenix for money. Federal prosecutors offered him a plea deal, reducing his charge to what is being called misprison of a felony. He would be sentenced to 5 years on probation. He was never deported, even after this felony conviction. And in an interesting twist, the probation department here in Maricopa County said Gabla is, quote, legally residing in the U.S. as a permanent resident and may live and work in the U.S. However, if Gabla were to be convicted of a felony offense, he may, quote, be amenable to removal proceedings. It's concluded he was eligible for arrest on immigration violations. Local attorney Josh Colesrud tells me that federal plea agreement may have allowed Gabla to stay here in the U.S., putting him in a position to allegedly commit more crimes.
If he pleads guilty to human smuggling, it's an automatic deportation. That is, there's no discretion for the immigration judge. He has to be removed from the country. So what the U.S. Attorney's Office does sometimes is they allow a defendant to plead guilty to what's called misprison of a felony, which is just a generic felony that does not require automatic removal from the United States. And that's what happened here.
And ICE will not say how this man obtained legal status, whether that be a work visa, a green card, or an asylum claim. When I asked ICE why the public could not know that information, I was told it was due to privacy. And Colesrud told me that ICE is correct there, that due to privacy restraints, the public can't know that information. We'll be filing a records request to learn that. The bottom line here, though, is someone who is not a U.S. citizen and is on probation at both the federal and state levels was in a position to allegedly assault an innocent Phoenix child this week. How could this happen? It's a question we will continue to press.
How can this happen? Why are you still asking these questions? We know how it can happen. We cover it every time. You would have to be in the dark. You'd have to have your head buried in sand. Just insanity. Let's see what else we had on this one. Now, how many remember that night we were covering the U-Haul van and we covered it the next day? I think we might have been live when the U-Haul van started backing up towards ICE agents. Well, once again, these acts of terror are usually committed by people that are impersonating the opposite sex. Take a listen to this.
A woman accused of driving a U-Haul.
Not a woman, a man.
Truck toward officers during an immigration protest in Oakland last month is now free on bail. Authorities say 26-year-old Bella Thompson accelerated towards officers on the bridge at Coast Guard Island. They opened fire on the truck when it did not stop. Thompson is charged with assault on federal officers. The protest was against the deployment of immigration agents to the Bay Area. Demonstrators say Thompson was not part of their group.
So this man pretending to be a woman is now free out on bail. How much you want to bet? Another one that will reoffend. They can't control themselves. They have serious psychological problems. And it's unfortunate that I won't say it. How about this one? A DOJ employee has now been charged with terrorism after allegedly doxing Border Patrol agents to a man who wanted to kill them. We told you there's a lot of deep, bad, swamp people in the DOJ still. And this just proves it. Look at this 5 News report here.
At 5, a federal employee charged with terrorism. She is accused of sharing the name of with someone who made a threat against them. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Christine Galvan. Javi is off today. We learned of Karen De Leon's arrest just within the last 20 minutes. The Cameron County DA's office says she revealed the agent's name on a social media live stream. The stream was part of a federal law enforcement operation in June. Another man reportedly made a death threat toward one of the agents in the live stream.
That is who she allegedly gave the agent's name to. The DA's office says De Leon is an employee at the United States Attorney's Office in Brownsville. She is charged with terrorism and tampering with evidence.
Now, there's not too many American citizens that I think should be deported. This is one of them. I want this person in that prison. Was that prison in El Salvador? I think that would be a perfect fit for a traitor of this style. This is an absolute traitor. Doxing. You work for the U.S. Attorney's Office. You're doxing our Border Patrol to a person that wanted to kill Border Patrol. It doesn't get much worse than that. I'm telling you, the rot runs deep. The rot runs deep. And then I seen this right before I was going live. And I thought this was excellent. Senator Tommy Tuberville pushes a new Uber Act requiring English proficiency for rideshare drivers. I think English proficiency for any customer service or anything. It's pretty sad. I was on the phone with AT&T the other day. I had to get this mailed to me, a return envelope for a phone. They didn't send it to me the first time. And this call was obviously routed through India. And at the end of the call, I you know what? The person did a good job. Usually I don't get that good job, or you got to run through hoops, and, they're just reading a script anyways. That's why AI isn't going to change a whole lot when they have an AI operator on there, because they're hitting a button of what you're saying, and then it's popping up what to say. But I said, man, you speak better English than half the people in the United States. But Senator Tommy Tuberville pushes the Uber Act requiring English proficiency for rideshare drivers. That should be for anybody that does customer service. I get that. That's one of my frustrations when I go somewhere or I call a company or I do something. I refuse to do business with some of these companies. I can't remember where I was at, but I rudely, and I'm usually, if you guys know me, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm usually joking with you. If you're at the register, I'm having fun. You automatically love me until you find out I'm MAGA, right? I can't remember where I was at, but I was like, can I just get a manager? The manager happened to be behind this person, and I said, do you speak English, sir? And again, speak the language if you want to live here. Okay, now to end the show, we're going to go through this. I seen this as I was also getting the show ready today. And again, for those, somebody did enter. Let me give a shout out to Kevin M. On Cash App. Thank you, Kevin M, for joining. You got 3 entries. And we will be doing the raffle tomorrow during our live stream right here. It'll probably be later on in the afternoon to evening that we will be doing it. I'm going to be doing some stuff during the day. Me and Caden's going to spend the day hanging out. And I got to get him out of the house so Rachel could finish up for Thanksgiving, because I'm usually in here and she's trying to deal with 2 things at once. So, and it'll give us some good time. But check this out. OMG. This right here, James O'Keefe undercover footage shows a government accountability office director admitting they stole and backed up federal data to keep it outside of RFK Jr.'s HHS control. He says when the Trump administration ends, they will reinstate the big pharma vaccine rules. Take a listen. This is crazy. I'm sure he's not working there now, but let's take a look. Hold on. Let me refresh this. It's giving me an issue right now.
For the government accountability office, I'd watch out for the vaccine denying head of HHS, who's going to ruin healthcare in this country even more than it already is.
Are they doing anything to stop him?
We are, in some places, administration has gone through and they've destroyed statistical agencies, data sources, and they've not literally deleted data. And we have, stolen and backed those things up. So that's something they can come back to government. And so I know if they ever find a way to get me, I'm gone. Hope nobody figures it out.
Well, it doesn't look good for the GAO, the Government Accountability Office. This is James O'Keefe. Back from the field undercover in Washington, D.C., the very office, GAO, supposed to hold the government accountable, is now the one in question.
It limits the amount of permanent damage because, like, research on vaccines and things that he is basically trying to just delete are stored outside of his control. I want us all to be afraid to say whatever, but inside the agency, we all are pretty firm. Like, the way GAO survives is to continue to do good work.
The U.S. Government Accountability Office, known as GAO, been around since the 1920s. Their purpose is to oversee and have oversight over government spending, very similar to what DOGE recently was supposed to be doing. So the OMG undercover journalism team met with GAO to find out what they are actually accomplishing.
What do you do again?
I work for the Government Accountability Office.
For the government what?
Accountability Office.
Okay. I remember you saying it's similar to Doge.
Not really, but it's like what Doge pretended they were doing. They're going in and finding places where they could save money or fix government, except really all they were doing was cutting business.
They're pretty much doing what you do.
Yeah.
Without the research.
So yeah, we do like the research to see what works and what doesn't. We make recommendations. We can't force our recommendations to be implemented, but they usually are because they're backed by good evidence.
Meet Steve Putansu. Now, Steve, a 16-year veteran at the U.S. Government Accountability Office and lecturer at American University, opined that GAO is stealing and preserving vaccine data that RFK and HHS has deleted, a very move that could possibly violate federal law.
I'd watch out for the vaccine denying head of HHS, who's going to ruin healthcare in this country even more than it already is.
Kennedy? Are they doing anything to stop him?
We are in some places, and I mean there's resistance everywhere, right? Administration has gone through and they've destroyed statistical agencies and data sources, and they've not literally deleted data. And we have, stolen and backed those things up. So that's something they can come back to government.
How so?
Because we had access to them, so we just keep copying. We're limiting the damage. We're finding places where he's violating law, which then can make him force him to stop violating laws to the extent that he will let us.
Has he violated the law yet? Has the court backed you guys up?
Yeah, that's one of the so GAO got threatened with a 50% budget cut next year because of something called the Impoundment Act, which is basically impoundment is if the president takes something Congress appropriated. Congress has spent $1 million on this, and the president says, "I'm not spending it." That's called impoundment. It's illegal. GAO is required to determine if any changes to spending qualify as impoundment. And we've hit him, I think, 3 times on it. And they're like, "You're political now. You're just trying to destroy, the
His
Republican
movement.
Party. And so therefore, we're going to slash your budget to punish you for being political." I want us all to be afraid to say whatever. But inside the agency, we all are pretty firm. Like, the way GAO survives is to continue to do good work.
We consulted Will Chamberlain here in Washington, a senior counsel at the Article 3 Project. According to Chamberlain, this director at the U.S. Government Accountability Office committed violations of 3 federal statutes.
My name is Will Chamberlain, and I'm senior counsel at the Article 3 Project and the Internet Accountability Project. What this strikes me as very seriously and very clearly a violation of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which prohibits intentionally accessing a computer without authorization or exceeding authorized access to obtain information from a U.S. government department or agency. That's precisely what he did. He is not at HHS. So if HHS wants information on its own servers deleted, he doesn't have the right to purloin that information from HHS. That also could easily be a theft of government property, which would be a violation of 18 U.S.C. 641, and also the unauthorized removal of.
These people are absolutely so proud of their treason, so proud of working anything they can against the government. It's almost sickening. I mean, he was bragging about this out in public. Just insane. Yeah, absolutely insane. Let me see if we missed anything else there. I told you the corruption, everything runs deep. Everything runs deep. Let's see here. Let's see. ICE agents arrest green card applicants in San Diego. Trump's latest immigration crackdown targeting green card applicants. Target them all. Target them all. Let's see. Let's see. Ordering is this dude. It's not a dude, but listen to Governor Tina Kotek's Kotek.
The ongoing violent action. Hello, Oregon. Governor Kotek here. I want to talk with you about something that should concern every one of us. I believe, as you do, in the rule of law and keeping our community safe. We also believe in being a welcoming place where our immigrant and refugee communities help our state thrive. The ongoing violent actions of the Federal Department of Homeland Security are unacceptable, going after Oregonians and stoking fear in the name of immigration enforcement, but using excessive force, reckless tactics, and even putting bystanders and local law enforcement in danger. It's not how public safety works, and it's not okay in Oregon. No government agency is above the law. I fully support the AG and local DAs who have put the federal government on notice. Oregon is monitoring all ICE actions closely. We will investigate misconduct, and if a federal officer breaks Oregon law, they will be held accountable, just like anyone else. I will not tolerate
anyone else except Antifa, Black Bloc, all those people that are obstructing our ICE officials from actually doing their job because you're a sanctuary state. Man, I don't understand. Now, you can't always judge a book by its cover, but when they look like this, don't vote for them, folks. If you look like, hey, this guy should be hosting Wheel of Fortune, don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see. Eric Swalwell. I'm just seeing if there's anything I missed since we're doing just one show today. We might. I got church here in a little while. After church, if I get home, we might do a Rumble Premium if anything breaks or if there's more stuff to cover. Let's see. Oh, remember the congresswoman who's getting busted for the $5 million in FEMA funds that we covered last week? Sheila Cherfulis McCormick. According to the Miami Herald, $2.4 million went to a consulting company, $1.2 million bank transfer to an account managed by her relatives, $830,000 transferred into separate accounts where McCormick was an authorized signer, $334,000 deposited in the bank account of Najek LeBlanc, who is accused of having coordinated straw donor contributions for her. $190,000 deposit to a bank account linked to her brother's consulting company. And the Congress, it says the Congresswoman is accused of using $109,000 of the funds on a fancy, vivid yellow diamond. The ring was that was reportedly purchased on September 1st, 2021. $110,000 diamond ring. Well, check this out. This was put up there. Let's see if this is it. Look at that picture on the right.
Intimidation tactics have been pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting. Well, it's an unjust indictment, and it seems like these intimidation tactics have been pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting censured, all in hopes of intimidating and kind of distracting from the Epstein files. And I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, Black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district. And everybody has been giving me so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs.
That's a nice ring there, $109,000. And you taxpayers paid for it. You taxpayers paid for it. I can't wait to see her ass roast. I really can't. Playing the little victim. Playing the little victim. So if anything does break tonight, but don't forget, we have a raffle going on. We are doing the raffle tomorrow, so you want to get in now. It will be for either the MAGA light-up hat or the Trump light-up hat, whichever one you decide, one or the other, shipped to you guys. And it has multiple different settings on there, as well as some souvenirs from Trump's Pennsylvania return, where he was almost assassinated. We got the near miss ear gear. Fight, fight, fight. This is the ear cover that people were wearing at that rally. We got some Trump earrings that were donated to us over a year ago. And then we have this thing is probably the best thing in this one. It is a coin from the rally. One side has a bullseye. It's in the cover. That's why it looks like that. This side says 1 in a million shot, 6:11 p.m., July 13th, 2024. And the other side says United States Secret Service counter sniper. Let's see. It's hard to get it to zoom in. You can see a sniper on the roof with binoculars. Those items, and Nola donated an In-N-Out t-shirt. It's a double XL. It's from In-N-Out Portland, or Oregon. So it's an Oregon t-shirt. So if you guys want that, jump in. The way to enter the raffle is every $10 donation gets you one entry. We're going to be doing it tomorrow evening, live on the air. No daytime shows tomorrow, maybe afternoon. And if you guys want to get in, all the links are coming up on the screen as we exit right now. I want to say thank you to everybody who did get in. If I missed anybody, you will be added. I didn't see any other notifications. Let's see. Kevin M, Karen, and I don't see. Let me double check the email, see if it's updated. It updated at 4:07. Man, one of Jalen's shirts already shipped out. That was quick. So if you guys want to enter, here's the donation links. Have a good evening. Like I said, we might be doing a Rumble Premium after church tonight. Have a good day.
Where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud. Shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track. Exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you.